Hola everyone, buenos dias. I hope you enjoy all the black royalty on display. With all the beautiful, the beautiful black kings of Europe. Some history that a lot of people never even heard of, never even knew existed. Hope you enjoy the national anthem. If it's your national anthem, it's not my national anthem. I just happen to be one of those kings. You see the kings I showed you? I'm one of those kings. We was ruling in Europe, right? Then they defeated us, and then they shipped us over to America. So I got the letter right here from Benjamin Franklin. It's a document, it's a letter where he's explaining how they're shipping too many of my people, us Negroes, that they had defeated from Europe, from England, from Great Britain, from Scotland, all over there, over to America. And he's saying, stop shipping them so many blacks from over in Europe to over here in America. There's already too many blacks over here already. Talking about there was already blacks in America when they got here also. Okay, so it was already blacks here also, and they were shipping blacks from Europe over to here, the people who they had defeated, the kings and the people that they had defeated, they shipped them to America. And we have a letter from Benjamin Franklin stating that fact. It's from a president of America, so we can understand what happened to what has happened and what continues to happen to these people who they are hiding out of history. Okay, so let's get it right into the letter right now. The letter will show that all of Europe's population was black, and so were their kings, and they shipped them out. Okay, so what do we have here? We got an official document here. It's a letter. What is it? The author is Benjamin Franklin, and it was dated. It was in 1751, and it's titled "America as the Land of Opportunity." And down here at the bottom, it summarizes what the letter is really about. He's talking about population of mankind, observations concerning the increase of mankind and populations, blase, this and that. And then down here it starts to talk about how they want to maintain America for the entire Anglo-Saxon society. Okay, so that's what we're gonna. This is the summary of the letter, and we're gonna pick it up where it states some uh, very revealing facts on about the composite makeup of the people in America, specifically of the so-called Afro Americans. Okay, we're gonna get into the letter here, and we're gonna read this. Start reading this this purple highlighted section here, and here is his remarks. Which leads me to add one remark that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionately very small. So Benjamin Franklin's perception was that the purely white people in the world was very small in 1751. All of Africa is black or taunty. So all of Africa is black or taunty. So we know what black or taunty means. Asia chiefly taunty. So Asia is chiefly taunty too. Taunty, black, swarthy. These are all indicators of Negroid and definitely not Caucasian. America exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so. So he said America is taunty, wholly so. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call swarthy. So swarthy, that's Negroid. And that's like Stuart and swarthy. We're going to look up the definition of this. Uh, So you say Europe, Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are swarthy. Now, swarthy and Caucasian, this is two different things. I'm swarthy, okay? Swarthy complexion. As are the Germans also. So the Germans are swarthy also. the Saxons only excepted, who, with the English, make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. So he said, uh, with the Saxons and the English make up all the white people on the face of the earth. That was his perception in 1751. I could wish their numbers were increased, and while we are, as I may call it, scouring the planet by cleaning America of woods, and so making this side of the globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants of in Mars or Venus, why should we, in the sight of superior beings, darken this its people? He's saying, why should we darken this people by bringing people from over in Europe and putting them in America? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America? Saying the sons of Africa in Europe, stop. We're not going to plant them in America, where we have so far an opportunity by excluding all blacks and taunties. So he said, over here in America, these blacks and taunties were there, we got there too, but we're going to exclude them, and we don't want to bring no more. Come on. Of increasing the lovely white and red, but perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind. So he's saying it's natural for me to be partial to my own people. So that's why when they came in and invaded and took over everything, they always put all the heroes in their image. And that's exactly what happened in Europe. And this is why they don't fit in. They are pale complexion, and the kings of Europe were swarty, taunty, Stuart line, which is a if you look at the typical American, what you call an Afro-American Negro, that's what they're talking about, because they transplanted them people from England, from all those places he just mentioned. They shipped them out. Okay, they shipped them out to America, and now those people are totally oblivious to what has happened to them. All right, we got to clear the air on this subject about this word Stuart. Is from the word Swartz. Swartz and Stuart, they're from the same words, and they mean black complexion, dark complexion, Negro complexion. Swartz, darkly brown, black, darkly brown, taunty. So taunty, swarty, Swartz, and Stuart all means brown, negroid complexion, dark complexion. To swart, same as Stuart, and Swartz is from the same words. To blacken, be dusky, brown. Okay? Because the Stuart kings are swarty complexion. Stuarts are swarty, tawny complexion, negroid people. It's a disgrace to see pale-faced people who have defeated the Stuarts, now stand up and pretend that they are swarty or Stuarts. Stuart means swarty means negroid. Okay? Okay. That and this is a disgrace and it's stupid. Okay? And it had to be funny when they tried to pull this off. They're like, hey Bob, you're gonna step there and be the Stewart guy, okay? You're gonna pull it off, okay? Bob like, okay, yeah, okay, I'm ready. And then they start making images of the Stuart Kings as pale-faced people, Caucasians. Stuarts are not Caucasians at all. Stuarts are Negroid Europeans, okay? We had to get that straight. So it's a disgrace for you Caucasians after you have defeated us to sit up there and pose as imposters talking about you a Stuart king, you're King James, as a picture of a pale-faced person. So, swarty, Stuart, taunty, it means Negroid. Let's get this straight. because these are words that they're trying to play games with. Okay? Now we can proceed over with these. We're going to show you who's the Swarties, who's the stewards, and who are not. Okay, what we are looking at here, these are the greatest couple, the first couple of all Negroes, all Tawnies, all Europeans of the world. This is on the right here. You have Otto the Great. He is the king of Saxony, the king of Germany, the king of Italy, and the first Holy Roman Emperor. He's the founder of Germany. And this is his wife, Edith. She is the Queen of England. Okay? So he is the king of Saxony. She is the Queen of England. So she is Anglo and he is Saxon. So these are Anglo-Saxon Negroes right here, the original Anglo-Saxons. She is Anglo, the Queen of England, and he is Saxon, the King of Saxon. Okay, this is my roots. Okay, because I got knowledge of them. That's why, because this has been a hidden fact. And they were married 929 AD. Long time ago, right? A long time ago. These ancient people, right? So we have been the kings of England since before 925 AD. And she is of the bloodline of King James. Okay? She is a taunty. She is steward, complexion, taunty, complexion, swarthy complexion. He is taunty complexion, steward complexion. And this is what they are talking about. Okay? When they say those words. This is a race of people, and now this race of people is in America, and this is a hidden secret. Okay, Edith and Otto, their statues are posted up in St. Catherine's Cathedral here in Magdeburg, Germany, dedicated to Saint Maurice, who is a brother that all Caucasians love. Saint Maurice, he is a Moor. He's a more Christian Moor who martyred himself and his whole troops because he didn't want to idolatry. He martyred himself for Christ. Okay, that's why they love him. Okay, this is a statue of Saint Maurice. It's posted up at that same St. Catherine's Cathedral in Magdeburg, Germany. St. Maurice is what you call swarthy complexion, taunty complexion, steward complexion. Okay? He's a Negro, ancient saint in Germany. Ancient. Okay, here's the artifacts of St. Maurice, Holy Trinity Medal of St. Maurice, Duke of Saxony. Okay, when you see him in all his glory, dreaded all up. See what I'm saying? Him and all his troops, they tried to get him to sell out and bow down to idolatry. And he said that he'd rather be martyred, him and all his troops, instead of bowing down to idolatry. And this is his medal right here, and his motto and everything. Death before dishonor. They Caucasians love him. See, they let this survive. Okay, so let's keep the record straight. Here is Edith and Otto sitting on their thrones in St. Catherine's Cathedral in Magdeburg, Germany. Swarty, Taunty, and Stewart. complexion. Okay. Okay, and these right here, this is what you call counterfeit or imposters. They're not taunty. These are this is Caucasians took their time out to painstakingly um, imitate the real Otto and Edith. You know, bless their hearts. It's really just trying to steal the culture of the people that they came and overthrew. Okay, so that's the imposter. Okay, you have to know the real from the fake because it's across the board. They had to come and put all the people in their image once they came and overthrew us. It's common. It's only natural. Just like Benjamin Franklin said, got to give favor to your own people. The other thing is this right here. This is the image that they portray of Otto now. Sitting on this white horse. Again, what they call it hijacking is it was called hijacking culture and hijacking history. Okay, so that's all that is. It has to be because Caucasians they have to face the facts that they are still in our history because when they steal our history, it leaves us with no history. So we have to reclaim back Otto, reclaim back King James. You can keep your white version, but we know it's not real. You see, but you got to give us back our version because when you took our culture, it left us with nothing. See, on Black History Month, it starts off with "You a slave." Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit right there. Okay, here we have an image of King James, a real image of King James. This image is located in New College Library in Edinburgh, United Kingdom. It's a Caucasian guy. He wrote this very good article on King James. He's a very truthful guy. So let me get right into the article. I know that this image of a black King James can be a little confusing because of your Western education, but this is a truth that is known by the rich and the elite in the world. That was the reason I paraded all of the English historians and professors before you before I got into the bowels of this book. So this is a very good guy here. I had to get your mind ready to receive the truth. King James came from a long line of black Scottish Stuart kings, 343 years of rulership in Scotland. The Stuarts not only ruled in Scotland, but they ruled France, Spain, Ireland, and England, Britain, Wales. King James was able to rule all these lands because all of these people were of Iberian black descent. Okay, the person who wrote this article is a very, brilliant and truthful person. And the fact is, the Iberian Peninsula has always been, our homeland. The Iberian Peninsula in North Africa. There's only 9 miles of water between Africa and Spain, the Iberian Peninsula. Okay, and so King James, the black Jews and the black Moors ruled in Spain for 800-900 years and were expelled in 1492. So King James is from the line of the Stuart kings. Okay, so here we have the official image of King James. He's not a Caucasian. He's not a homosexual and all that stuff like that. What it was, they slandered his name because they came after King James. They took the throne from King James and the Jacobites. Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. So they can have their white Caucasian homosexual King James. Hey, I don't want to touch that. But you got to give us back the real hero King James. That's the ordeal right there. You know. Okay, so this is the real King James and the real image right here. And this is a coin of King James whose real name is King Jacob. It says Jacobus right there. His name is Jacob, King Jacob. Okay, that's the end of part one. In part two, we'll pick up on when the Jacobites tried to restore the Stuart kingdom in the Jacobites uprising. There were race wars. Okay, and the last one was Carleton Moor, the Battle of Carleton Moor in 1746. We will also get into Oliver Cromwell. He was the one responsible for destroying our nation and shipping us out. He was the most. He was assigned the job of doing that. We'll also get into John Mackey's book, where he was sent to spy on the Jacobites. He gave a description of all the people he saw. And he gave a description of their complexion. That they were all Negroes. He gave a vivid, of all the dukes and all the noblemen in the Jacobites' court. So we'll do all that in part two. Why haven't people been telling us this? You gotta question everything, bro.